Yazurski. Today we're gonna install the PRL high volume intake. If I could get this hood open. Cool beans. Gotta get them leaves out of there. Guys, this is actually pretty clean for me. I literally only cleaned it once last year. Other than the leaves over there, but they don't get in the bay. But yeah, let's get started. We're gonna replace this whole system right here. Cake, baby. Let's go. I also have the rear spats for the back right over there. I have like 2 sets of them. But now that I know the Gorilla 3M works, I'm gonna go ahead and put those on next, because you guys know I have the side skirts and all that. Obviously, might as well finish it off. But yeah, let's get this on real quick. Tools, I think you're gonna just need it. I did this once already, so you're gonna need a 10 mil, because you're gonna have to pop this off right here. And then obviously this whole thing is gonna get replaced in the intake. Take this sensor out and be careful. Don't want to break that, expensive. And then you can unplug your battery. I don't, because the car will relearn itself anyway. But if you do unplug your battery, you're gonna have all these lights out on the dash, just saying. So just a heads up if you do go that route. And this is what the kit comes with right here. You have your plastic. It does come with a little key tag. I have one of these already. And then in here, what is that? The housing. Intake, of course. That tiny intake, man. And then PRL sticker, and then this little side plate. If you do take this off, it'll get a little louder, but you are gonna risk engine soak. So yeah, and then this stuff, pretty sick. I did have the K&N filter. If you guys could see, let me see, get a little sneak peek at it. Yeah, you guys can see that. So yeah, it did make a little whoosh, a little better whoosh than the OEM, but let's get started. All right, guys, so you want to pop out 1, 2, 3, 4 tabs. Mine are replaced because I did break the other ones. Watch out, because if it does break, it'll go into the frame, but this will pop out like this. You'll just have to wiggle it out of this neck right here, and then it'll just pop out. That's it. That's it, guys. Boom. Let's see. You do have a 10 mil here you're gonna have to take off, and a 10 mil here you're gonna have to take off, and that will remove like this whole housing. So I am gonna go ahead and pop this off because I want to take this off itself. So let me go ahead and do that real quick. Alright, fam, so what I did was I unscrewed this one right here. I popped the whole coupler off. It comes off, literally just yank it over. Then I took a little flathead and pushed it into here because this locks in right here. And then I disconnected, obviously, the sensor. And then this is all ready to get out of here. So I'll put that over here. All right, fam, now that little box is out, we have a few 10s. One, then you're gonna have to remove it from here. Remove all this stuff. A few more 10s right here. 2 more. And then, yeah, take this all out, because that's gonna get replaced by this coupler right here. So you got the 2 plugins right there. Boom, it's gonna replace it. So yeah. So guys, all of this is out. You will have to finagle a little bit because this right here sits right here. So what I did was I removed everything and put my hand right in this little hole, and I yanked up, and then it popped right out. So not bad. Remember, it is my 2nd time doing that though, so maybe it was already loose already. The first time I didn't have an issue either though, so that's pretty much it. Now we are gonna take this coupler off right here, and then these lines. Let's get it. Yeah, guys, we got this out. This took me for a battle. I literally had to yank it off. You guys can see right here. Screws literally toast. Let's assemble this on my bench, clean it up a bit. And I save all my OEM parts. You never know, so I put everything aside. That will be aside as well. So I got this far. Everything's on. So the bolt head screws I put here, and then the ones like this I put here. And then same with the face over here. Intake, obviously, cake. But yeah, now I'm gonna take this, the old bushing, and put it in here, and then go from there. Then we'll put it in. Sorry guys, I'm not recording everything because I'm literally trying to get this done. I got work tomorrow, so Fam, this was totally a battle. So you have to disconnect the battery. You have to pop out the ECU if you did not have a different intake where you got rid of this little, it's like a little snout. Is this? It was battling me like crazy. It's 110, and then you got to get a flathead to push out this little fitting, which is the rubber grommet still right there. Once you push it out, you're good. Now we should be able to put the intake on, no issue. Yeah, that was quite excessive. And then to take off the ECU, there's 110 right there, and then another one right there. So yeah, that's it. I didn't know these were the charge pipes, but that's pretty cool. I just want to show you guys this intake. It does not sound like my engine intake. If you guys remember, my engine intake sounded amazing, but this one doesn't sound that good. So let's take a listen. Barely hear anything. Nothing at all, pretty much. It sounds kind of like if you guys were to put the K&N filter on it, just a little bit more aggressive. Other than that, it doesn't sound crazy. See if you guys can hear it better here. I don't know if you guys heard that. I guess here's a little better video for you guys. So if you're like really lagging the turbo, it'll sound pretty good. But if you're not, then it doesn't sound crazy. So this is me literally 4th gear at like almost 1500 RPM. That's pretty much the best it's gonna get. It's enclosed. You can remove the little box. You can remove that side for a louder noise, but you will heat soak more. So I would not recommend you moving that little panel. Other than that though, intake is great. IATs are pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So hope you guys enjoyed this video.